Nathan proposed breaking up for what felt like the 100th time while I was pulling an all-nighter to finish my performance review report. Maria, you have 20 minutes to come apologize at the club or we're done. I immediately broke down this report is crucial for my promotion. Can you pick another time to do this? He said dismissively, do this, so your job is more important than me, then we're through. By the way, I'm a very petty person. Preventing your promotion is just one phone call away for me. I slammed the phone down hard, but a row of bullet comments suddenly appeared before my eyes. The female lead 1T take the male lead S harsh words seriously, right? Actually, he S planning to surprise her. He secretly secured her promotion long ago. If the female lead had shown she was willing to give up her career for him, the male lead would have gladly handed her the CEO position. How could he bear to ruin her future? That's just how we avoidant personalities are, saying no while secretly wanting it, relying entirely on our partner to hold on tight and never let go. The male lead is standing at the door waiting for the female lead to take a taxi, so he can coax her back. This bittersweet, angsty romance just gets more addictive the more you indulge in it. I was half convinced and wanted to go out to look for him. A WeChat message popped up. Heard Miss Maria missed her promotion, interested in jumping ship. 01. I stared at this random message for a long time, trying to recall. After confirming it wasn't a prank text, I still had no clue who this person with tiny wings in their username could be. Was Nathan testing me with a burner account? But immediately, I dismissed the thought. Nathan is too proud to bother testing me. After 10 years together, it's always been me who takes the initiative to apologize and make up. How many times have we acted out this scene, me taking a cab to win him back? My indulgence made him feel invincible. So, who is this person texting me? The barrage comments will reveal the answer soon. The male lead's arch rival actually wants to steal his girl. He overheard the male lead making a phone call in the bar restroom and contacted the female lead the moment he stepped out, moving fast. ISNT. The female lead is not only the male lead's lover but also a key talent being groomed by the Adam Group, as the rival CEO Michael naturally came to poach her. Hey upstairs commenter, dare you claim that CEO Michael, who fantasizes about the female lead every night, didn't he have ulterior motives with this move? I narrowed my eyes. It was Michael. Last time my team led the bid and defeated the Ford Group. At the evening cocktail party, someone egged us on to add each other as friends for more communication and collaboration. At that moment, he didn't even glance in my direction. I stood nearby with a smile so forced my face nearly froze before he finally handed me his phone with a cold expression to scan my QR code. I assumed he'd delete me the moment he got home, but to my surprise, he kept me added all along. I only believe half of what the bullet comments say. Nathan never hit our relationship, but in public he treated me with the cold detachment of a superior. To outsiders, it must have seemed like I was just a lowly workhorse in his eyes, earning a mere $7,000 a month. That's why Michael loved mocking Nathan the most. Finding a free bedwarmer, Nathan truly lives up to being an outstanding businessman. Michael looks down on me. His olive branch seems more like a move to spite Nathan when you examine it closely. I scrolled past his name, then noticed an incoming voice message from Nathan's assistant. Maria, come quick. Nathan's drunk and refusing to leave. He also sent a video of Nathan making a scene. I hesitated, about to change clothes and go out, then stopped mid-motion. That's right. Elizabeth's coquettish laughter clearly appears at the 30-second mark. The male lead pulls this stunt again, deliberately calling the second female lead over just to make the female lead nervous. Who told the female lead to fall for this trick every time? Scare her a little, and she can't help but get worked up. Hurry up and go, female lead. I swear on my VIP membership, just apologize and sweet talk him, and tonight, he'll be kneeling ready for your little whip. I understand the male lead too well, seeing my boyfriend in agony because I mentioned breaking up gives me such a thrill. It makes me feel like he's utterly obsessed with me. I froze, so the barrage of comments wasn't just my imagination after all. They were talking about me as the female lead, which made Nathan the male lead. Just like they said, Nathan would always threaten to break up, waiting for me to beg him back. If I didn't go running after him, he'd send everyone around us to pressure me into doing it. But even if I really went, he wouldn't immediately soften. Last time I took an overnight high-speed train to appease him. When I pushed open the door exhausted from the journey, he didn't even glance at me, instead clinging even closer to Elizabeth. Who told you to call her over? Weren't you so principled about breaking up? But the next second his body would honestly press close to hold my hand and lead me away. That night, he pestered me to do it 7 times. The next day, he doubled the compensation with bags and trips. I once asked him, aren't you afraid I'll run away when you treat me like this? He rested his head against my collarbone, acting coquettish. My wife would never leave me over something so trivial. Maria, as long as you take 1 step toward me, I'll always walk the remaining 99 steps for you. But he didn't realize I was always the one being hurt by this cycle. I don't want to take another step. I'm exhausted by this emotionally draining relationship. Seeing my silence, my assistant kept calling to urge me. I hesitated, torn whether to placate him one more time. Just then, Elizabeth sent a message. Nathan says you don't need to come anymore. He's taking me to see the sunrise. She sent a short video clip. Brother, Maria still hasn't come over. Could she really be breaking up with you? Nathan took a big gulp of alcohol. We broke up, don't mention her. Didn't you always say you wanted me to watch the sunrise with you? Let us go. He glanced sideways at the camera. Clearly, he knew Elizabeth was recording. I took a deep breath and forcefully tossed my phone aside. Continued refining my performance review presentation. Rather than believing the barrage of comments claiming Nathan had already secured my promotion, I'd rather trust in my own capabilities. I wasn't like Nathan and Elizabeth, born with silver spoons in their mouths. Poor as I was, I had to seize every opportunity myself. 02 Nathan, didn't he come home all night? I also stayed awake the whole night. The next day, when I walked into the office preoccupied with my thoughts, Nathan had already arrived early, impeccably dressed, stern and unsmiling. An overwhelming sense of pressure radiated from the CEO. He was a completely different person from the childish, crazed man of last night. I nervously finished my promotion presentation, and when it ended, he joined everyone in applause. His gaze at me could even be described as calm and friendly. I wondered, could it be that because I didn't coax him, he actually became fine? When the meeting ended, I noticed a small gift had appeared on everyone's desk. The CFO beside me had stars in her eyes. While having a CEO boyfriend is great, getting promoted and giving everyone gifts too. The admin assistant cleared her throat lightly. This is a welcome gift from our newly appointed CEO assistant for everyone. The finance staff was shocked. A limited edition perfume gift for every single person. What kind of new rich kid humiliation tactic is this against workers? The admin assistant gave me an uneasy glance. I quietly pulled the finance director aside. The new assistant is the only daughter of our major client, the Bai family. The gift was funded by Director Nathan said to help his childhood sweetheart save face. So, it was Elizabeth. Everything clicked in my mind. Elizabeth had always wanted to use the opportunity of working at Adam Group to get closer to Nathan. Elizabeth's family had repeatedly proposed to Nathan about arranging a marriage between them, hoping to unite their powerful families. Because of me, Nathan had always refused to agree. But after that one night, he actually consented. He even brought her into the CEO's office as his personal assistant. This was a seat that even I, his official girlfriend, wasn't allowed to sit in. I tried my best not to think about what had happened between them last night. I opened the file and prepared to focus on my work. A colleague told me Nathan needed to see me about something. I happened to have something to discuss with him too, so I headed straight for the CEO's office. As soon as I entered, I saw Elizabeth sitting on Nathan's desk with her back to me. Her slender waist, accentuated by the body-hugging skirt, was barely touching Nathan's hand. A sharp pang shot through my palm. I never thought I'd see Nathan being so intimate with someone else. I cleared my throat softly, startling Elizabeth into jumping away. Elizabeth turned and saw it was me, her smile vanishing instantly. She pouted. After working here for years, you still don't know to knock before entering. I paused slightly, walking into Nathan's office. I had never considered knocking. Sorry, next time you do something inconvenient, remember to close the door. Nathan had been waiting to see me lose my temper, but his expression changed slightly upon hearing my words. Yet his face remained completely unreadable. Does Nathan always have some command? He replied calmly, the board has decided to put your promotion on hold for now. Elizabeth shot me a triumphant look. I lowered my head to stare at my toes and murmured an acknowledgement. He really didn't lie to me. Just because I didn't indulge him, he reached out and halted my promotion. My heart felt like it was being crushed by a 1,000-pound boulder suffocating me. The corners of my eyes burned with unshed tears. Fortunately, the bullet comments gave me a heads up, so I could still force myself to stay calm. Oh, got it. We fell silent, the atmosphere deathly still. If you want to fight for it. I cut him off. If there's nothing else, I'll leave first. I turned quickly, but he called me back. Also, the project in City A will be handled by Elizabeth from now on. You don't need to be involved. Hand it over to her today. I whirled around. What did you say? I had been preparing for the City A project for a full 6 months, going without a vacation for several months because of it. At one point, the stress was so overwhelming that I had to take a handful of medicine every night just to manage a few hours of sleep. This project was my hope. I wanted to use it to show everyone what I was capable of. Stop thinking I only got ahead because of Nathan. Nathan knows about my obsession too. He even secretly helped me connect with resources and gave me assists. Just when the project was about to succeed, he actually told me to hand it over to Elizabeth. Elizabeth just joined the company and needs a project to establish herself. The A City project has a big reputation and is about to show results. It's perfect for her to cut her teeth on. Choking back tears, I asked him, you knew this project was my lifeline. Why are you doing this to me? He smirked vindicatively. I told you I'm a petty and vindictive man. Besides, I'm the boss. I don't need your approval to assign projects to anyone. You're free to resign anytime if you're unhappy. Elizabeth covered her mouth and laughed. I watched them coldly. One gloating, the other composed. Both certain I couldn't bear to let go. Fine, then I quit. Nathan's smile vanished as he stared at me in disbelief. He raised his voice. Maria, don't think being my girlfriend gives you the privilege to act willfully and make trouble. Don't think I wouldn't really dare to let you go. I gave him a cold look. Mr. Nathan is always so busy with important matters. Have you forgotten? We already broke up. He choked on his words. Elizabeth watched our tense standoff and couldn't help but smirk. Then she put on an act of being troubled. Nathan, maybe let us drop it. Don't fight because of me. She provocatively smiled. I'm so clumsy. What if I mess up the project and waste manager Maria's efforts? He affectionately patted Elizabeth's head. It's okay. If you messed up, it's just a small project, nothing to worry about. All the blood in my body rushed to my head. It took every ounce of my strength to suppress the urge to rush over and hit them. But my palms were already bleeding from how tightly I declenched them. A company that uses projects to curry favor with women isn't worth staying at. Consider my years of hard work thrown to the dogs. Elizabeth angrily put her hands on her hips. Who are you calling a dog? I sneered. Who's the dog here? You know damn well. Maria. Nathan's face turned ashen. I turned and walked away without looking back. 03 I returned to my workstation like a walking corpse. Tears only came flooding when no one was watching. The barrage of comments appeared again. The female lead is so foolish. The male lead was just putting on an act for her. The moment she left, he kicked Elizabeth out. The male lead just wanted to see her jealous and yielding, but didn't expect the female lead to be so stubborn. She'd rather quit than swallow her pride. If you date someone in power, you have to humble yourself. Wanting both dignity and benefits is just being greedy. She's so clueless. Without this job, who's going to pay for her critically ill mother's medical bills? Can pride be exchanged for cash? The barrage comments were right. Mom's survival depends on exorbitantly priced imported medication. Nathan's salary has been covering Mom's medication all along. If the payment stopped, the only family I have left in this world will be gone. Just as I was agonizing over the money, Nathan unexpectedly reached out first. Come apologize to Elizabeth, and I might consider giving your project back to you. I'll even hand over Adam Group's new project for the second half of the year to you. And your employee badge, come get it yourself. This was Nathan's first time backing down. The barrage of comments also spoke up for him. The male lead finally willing to lower his head. Who knows how much the stubborn guy is struggling inside right now. This avoidant type is moved. How much must we tough talkers love someone to be willing to bow our heads? Female lead cherish this. The male lead is not only tsundere but also wealthy, handsome, and deeply devoted. The female lead should cherish him while she can and not push him away. Indeed, aside from being a drama queen, Nathan has been nothing but good to me. If I could tolerate this flaw, he would be considered an excellent boyfriend. But I still refused without hesitation. I submitted my resignation letter to the HR director today. After a long pause, he replied, "Are you serious? Fine, don't come begging to me later. Don't regret this later. You're throwing away both a good relationship and a stable job with your stubbornness." I buried my face in my arms and wept silently at the desk. My heart ached for the 10-year relationship, and I couldn't bear to part with this job either. But what I found even more unacceptable was how Nathan had treated me this way. There was a black hole in his heart when it came to love, and every time he tried to fill it by tormenting me. I can't see the end in this darkness. Nor can I find peace within myself. Rather than enduring this pain forever, I'll take matters into my own hands to end it. 04 I sent my resignation letter, then pulled up Michael's WeChat. "President Michael, is your offer still valid?" The reply came instantly. "It works except for Nathan's girlfriend. Me already broke up, already quit." Michael stopped responding. My heart leaped into my throat. Could it really be that I guessed correctly? He just wanted to get back at Nathan, but didn't he expect me to take it seriously? A long time passed before WeChat finally chimed. Michael sent a photo of a spacious riverside office with floor-to-ceiling windows. "The office is ready for you. Should I come pick you up to take a look now?" I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Just how deep was Michael's grudge against Nathan? I'm just a mid-level manager at Adam Group. How could changing jobs come with such good treatment? Let me finish my handover here first before going over. Him skip the handover. Let us mess with Nathan. I'll cover whatever compensation you owe. Before I could reply, he added another line. "Forget it. Let us properly say goodbye to the past. I know how heartbreak feels. If you need drinking company, call me. I'll cover transportation." I massaged my temples. No wonder people said Michael was eccentric and domineering. What the hell is all this? Nathan didn't show up all afternoon. The assistant said he was accompanying Elizabeth on her rounds to visit each department. With the CEO personally escorting her, a privilege I never got to enjoy. When I joined the company, Nathan had just established himself at Adam Group. Afraid of gossip, he never made our relationship public. He asked me to understand him. Nathan had been accidentally abducted as a child. He spent 3 years picking through trash with me in the slums. He was only later found and brought back by the Nathan family. By the time he returned, his parents had already moved on, doting on their beloved second child. Nathan became an awkward, superfluous presence. He studied hard and buried himself in work, all in the hope of gaining the Nathan family's approval. I pretended not to know him during my first 2 years at the company to support him. It wasn't until I excelled in several consecutive projects that we made our relationship public. In contrast, Nathan was fully aware that people in the company romanticized his childhood friendship with Elizabeth. Yet he never avoided suspicion, openly introducing her without hesitation. This kind of favoritism is something I can't accept. See, I told you the domineering CEO would end up marrying his childhood sweetheart from an equally prominent family. ISNT assistant Elizabeth joining Adam Group, now just paving the way to become Mrs. Nathan. Some people climb into the boss's bed fantasizing about joining high society without even looking at their own background. After learning about my resignation, colleagues who never liked me stopped hiding their disdain, saying every cruel thing that came to mind. I paid no heed to the gossip. From childhood, I scraped together tuition by collecting trash, growing up under constant discrimination. I had long grown accustomed to being criticized. The phone rang from Human Resources. She said hesitantly, "Manager Maria, assistant Elizabeth mentioned that your office has a better view. She wants to move in. So could you pack up right away?" I was about to respond when a colleague from the IT department stood before me. "Manager Maria, I'm here to oversee your handover materials to ensure your departure doesn't harm the company's interests." His voice was loud, drawing murmurs from colleagues around us. I looked at the computer where my access had long been revoked, smiling bitterly. Yet my heart still felt sharply stung. Nathan clearly intended to humiliate me. I held back my tears and numbly packed up my personal belongings. Casually, I threw the gifts Nathan had given me along with our photos together into the trash. Carrying the cardboard box, I walked to the elevator entrance, only to bump into Elizabeth holding a small gift. And standing beside her with his arm linked in hers was Nathan. She stopped me, don't leave yet. Maria, the CEO, is treating the whole company to Japanese buffet tonight to welcome me. Why don't you stay and eat? Nathan beside me remained silent. The barrage of comments was even more worked up than I was. The second female lead is shameless tonight's buffet is clearly to celebrate the female lead's promotion. The male lead just wants to provoke her by using the other woman's words. Please, heroine, just given already if you don't turn back. Now the male lead will drown his sorrows in alcohol tonight, get drunk, be taken home by the second female lead, and then it'll be too late to undo what has done. I pushed her away. Move, I don't have time for this. She still clung to my arm. Is it because you're too ashamed to eat after being dumped? Or is it because your incompetence got you kicked out of Adam Group and you had to flee in disgrace? I looked at her smug little face and couldn't take it anymore. I slapped her across the face without hesitation. Get lost, you're not worthy of sharing a meal with me. Elizabeth screamed and threw herself at Nathan. Brother Nathan, she hit me, she a shrew, completely unreasonable. Nathan shielded Elizabeth, his gaze at me burning with fury. I took a step forward, and I raised my hand at Nathan. You're trash too. As my palm came down, Nathan grabbed my wrist tightly before shoving me away violently. Maria, stop acting like a shrew. He shoved me into the corner, my back screaming with pain. Yet I clenched my teeth and stood firm, refusing to let the tears fall. My gaze swept across Nathan's face, now frozen with malice. Nathan, I hit your little sweetheart. If you're unhappy, go ahead and call the police. 05, I walked briskly out of Adam Group's headquarters. But someone called out to me at the entrance. A man wearing sunglasses sat in a pink sports car, flashing a devilish smile. The passing girl couldn't resist taking out her phone to secretly snap a photo of him. He is here, peacock guy's been waiting so long, the flowers have wilted. The moment he heard the female lead broke up, he couldn't help but start showing off his feathers. I sighed inwardly again, but still forced a smile, and walked over. President Michael, what are you doing here? He motioned for me to get in the car with a smirk. A prized workhorse lured back with a hefty sum. Of course, I need to put her to work right away. Gritting my teeth, I opened the car door, then let us head to the office and go over the work first. With a smirk, he stepped on the gas. Don't worry, I'll take you to the airport. After the meeting, it won't delay your trip. I became alert. How did you know? I just bought a plane ticket. He snapped his fingers. Come on, I'm Michael. Michael led me into the conference room at Ford Group. After briefly introducing me, he skipped the pleasantries and immediately started coordinating work with me. Who would have thought this seemingly frivolous playboy would be so meticulous and efficient when it came to work? After the 2-hour meeting, Michael kept his promise and drove me to the airport. He personally carried my luggage and only handed it to me when we reached the boarding gate. We'll meet again soon. His words were strange, but I didn't dwell on them. He was just a weird guy. Then Nathan sent a message. Whose car did you just get into? I've told you I can't stand any betrayal. Maria, hiring some guy to act and provoke me is really childish. I couldn't help but laugh bitterly. Nathan actually thought Michael was some actor I'd hired to make him jealous. The hypocrisy was astounding when he was all over Elizabeth. Wasn't he that betrayal too? I can't be bothered to talk to him anymore. Nathan, we've already broken up and I've resigned. My affairs are none of your business. His call came through the next second. Maria, you've gone too far this time. There's a limit to throwing tantrums. I burst out laughing. President Nathan, if I recall correctly, you were the one who initiated the breakup. He lost control of his emotions. Yes, I proposed the breakup, but didn't we agree that you'd take one step and I'd cover the remaining 99? Maria, why wouldn't you take one step back for me? I said word by word, I'm exhausted. I don't want to back out anymore. He fell silent for a moment, his tone softening slightly. Since you're tired, take a rest and come back later. There's a banquet tonight. Take a nap first, then dress up properly. I'll come pick you up. Me, I'm not going to Elizabeth's welcome dinner. He paused. It wasn't arranged for her. It was originally meant to celebrate your promotion. If you come back tonight, we'll start over with the promotion. If you're worried about losing face, I'll reissue the notice later. Nathan, are you deaf? We've broken up. I've resigned. I won't be coming tonight. He gritted his teeth. Do you have to be so stubborn? Is it so hard to lower your head for someone you love? I scoffed. Haven I lowered my head enough. Nathan, when will you ever truly listen to me? I said I'm tired. His breathing grew heavy. So it's true, I mean nothing to you. So you're breaking up with me because of that man who picked you up today. Maria, how could you betray our 10 years together? I felt a helpless frustration, as if I couldn't reach through the screen to slap him. I could only forcefully hang up and board my flight. The flight attendant's announcement sounded as I gazed out the window. Behind me lay a decade's worth of love for Nathan, heavy and burdensome, mixed with tears, grievances, and suffocating depression that could never be vented. Yet before me stretched another vast horizon of possibilities. 06, my colleague sent me a video of the banquet. Nathan remained sullen throughout, not saying a word as he downed one drink after another. From time to time, he had someone ask the driver if I had been picked up yet. The employees present didn't dare to breathe too loudly. They all knew this was the precursor to Nathan's imminent explosion. Only Elizabeth remained oblivious, flitting about like a social butterfly. The barrage of comments split into two factions, arguing fiercely. The female lead is so annoying. In any relationship, someone has to back down. The male lead already gave her an out. Why must she stubbornly push it to the brink? That said, knowing how sensitive his girlfriend is about other women, the male lead deliberately gave her coveted project to someone else just to provoke her. Mixing work with personal feelings shows terrible boundaries. People upstairs don't understand the male lead doesn't need her to work hard. Yes, not short of money. He just wants someone who loves him wholeheartedly. This every girl's dream, a domineering CEO who provides for and loves me, so I don't have to go out and earn money to support the family. Don't belittle women. Commenter above. I prefer being financially independent. Since she loves independence so much, she'll soon get her wish. The male lead will immediately jump into bed with the second female lead. I don't know if the barrage comments about them sleeping together are actually true, but they reminded me that Nathan's love for me had long been mixed with suffocating control. I hadn't realized it before. I used to think Nathan's control over me in the name of love was love itself. All along, Nathan's meticulous care extended to deciding what clothes I should wear. If I went out without letting him accompany me, or keeping a video call with him the whole time, he'd be angry for the entire day. I only took the job at Adam Group because he insisted. He said he couldn't bear not having me in front of him at all times. Though I dreamed of venturing out on my own after graduation, I gritted my teeth and agreed just to keep him happy. Having lost my father young, I once mistook this for the fatherly love of a doting boyfriend. But ever since I entered the workforce, I gained colleagues, financial independence, and became the confident Maria I am today. Nathan's concern gradually took on a disturbing tone. He grew paranoid and oversensitive, first using his CEO position to subtly pressure my superiors into keeping me from overtime and business trips. Later, realizing my fear of breakups was my Achilles heel, he began weaponizing separation as a recurring test of loyalty, torturing me emotionally. Childhood abandonment left him deeply scarred, filling his heart with insecurity. Only by repeatedly playing out the game of him fleeing and me chasing could he soothe his wounds through intense emotional fluctuations. Nathan once suggested I quit my job to become a stay-at-home Mrs. Nathan. But I wanted to be a mighty tree standing beside him, not a daughter vine clinging to him. Every time he got drunk, he would bring up this question and force me to choose again and again. Either quit my job or break up. The torment drove me into moderate depression. This incident was merely the last straw that broke the camel's back. But I've figured it out. Since this disagreement can't be resolved, then let us resolve our relationship. 07 I never knew freedom could feel this wonderful. During my travels, I was so happy. Except on the second day of arrival, when I unexpectedly ran into Michael. He said it all started by coincidence. But the bullet comments claimed he had secretly seen my plane ticket and staged this chance encounter. I was half convinced, yet Michael kept appearing coincidentally near me. I began to suspect he might harbor special feelings for me. After returning from the trip, Michael kept urging me to start working. When Nathan learned I had joined Ford Group, he reportedly sent numerous abusive messages to Michael without caring about his image. On my first day at work, Nathan and Elizabeth publicly announced their new relationship with great fanfare. They embraced and kissed under the sunset, flooding my feed with overwhelmingly romantic photos. Elizabeth, afraid I might miss it, even went out of her way to send me screenshots of sharp-tongued online comments about us. Nathan is my boyfriend now. He doesn't love you anymore, Maria. Don't get any ideas. So dramatic I couldn't be bothered with her and promptly blocked her. Yet I still couldn't avoid seeing daily gossip about Nathan and Elizabeth. It was their anniversary, and Nathan lit up the auction by bidding for a rare pink diamond to make her a ring, naming it Moon's Love. Then there were photos of Nathan taking her to an event where Elizabeth's heels had rubbed her feet raw, and Nathan knelt down to carefully apply a band-aid for her. Michael was obsessed with collecting these gossip pieces and then forcing me to listen to them. President Michael, Nathan and I broke up long ago. I'm really not interested. He pointed at the latest news about Nathan gifting Elizabeth a multi-million-dollar villa, looking utterly innocent, as he asked me, I just wanted you to stay updated on the movements of Ford Group's competitors. Is that wrong? I rolled my eyes. Never heard that keeping tabs on competitors includes tracking their wedding plans. He shrugged. That's why I say your work isn't thorough enough. For example, did you know your boss me is single and wants to get married, devoted and doting to his girlfriend? Me, he awkwardly cleared his throat. Maria, your professional skills still need improvement. 08 Just when I thought Nathan had moved on from our relationship and was truly building a future with Elizabeth, he suddenly appeared. That day after the meeting, Michael treated me to dinner to celebrate the new progress in the project. After the meal, I was about to hail a cab home when unexpectedly I ran into Nathan at the corner. Wife, he grabbed my hand. I froze, then forcefully withdrew my hand. Nathan already has a girlfriend. Now you'd better watch your mouth. He ignored my words, instead grabbing my hand and rubbing it against his face. His damp, feverish breath reeked of pungent alcohol, making me frown involuntarily. What girlfriend? Don't you get it? It was all just to make you jealous. I did all this, made sure the whole world could see, just hoping you'd get jealous and tell me you still care. With a forceful tug, he yanked me violently into his embrace. His voice trembled with drunken tears. Stop this, okay? I don't love her, it's you I love. Just say you still have feelings for me, and I'll break up with her tonight. Nathan, let me go. He held me tightly in his arms, acting like a spoiled child. I won't not unless you say you love me. The barrage of comments immediately erupted. Oh my, the stubborn tough guy is giving in. He really loves you, heroine. Just forgive him already. Dear heroine, even when the male lead was getting intimate with the second female lead, he mistakenly called out your name. Quickly forgive him and take in this heartbroken domineering CEO. He just made a mistake that all straight men make. Now that he knows he is wrong, why not reconcile? Wait, where are your morals? The male lead is currently too timing. Come back, my wife. If you're willing, I'll take back everything I gave Elizabeth and give you double, okay? As he rambled on, I suddenly sneered and asked coldly, "Did you sleep with her?" He suddenly snapped out of his affectionate confession and hastily let go of me. "That was just drunken recklessness. She seduced me. That day after you left, I was in a bad mood. They kept urging me to drink, and that's how I made that mistake. I took the opportunity to push him away, so the second and third times were those also drunken accidents where you accidentally ended up in her bed." His face turned deathly pale. My heart sank. Truthfully, I was just bluffing based on the comments I'd seen. If he hadn't been guilty, he wouldn't have fallen for my trap so easily. I didn't love her. I was only with her to spite me, but then I kept sleeping with her over and over again. Now you're sneaking behind her back to beg for reconciliation, claiming you love me all the while. Nathan, you make me sick. His hands dropped limply to his sides, his eyes rimmed red like a rabbit's. "I'm the one who is sorry, but..." He raised his head. "Isn't there any fault on your part? It was you who kept neglecting me, never putting me first. That's why I wanted revenge. I have more money than I could ever spend, enough to support you and your family for a lifetime. You don't need to work hard at all. Even if you climb higher in your career, can you earn more than me? It's completely pointless. I want your wholehearted love. Why must you always oppose me?" Elizabeth is different. Her heart and eyes are full of me. She only took the job at Adam Group to stay close to me. "Maria, if you had depended on me even half as much as she does, we wouldn't have come to this." Hearing his accusations, I laughed in anger. This is Nathan's love. He carves a mold for me, then forces me into it. When I resist, he doesn't hesitate to hurt me, to make me comply. I value my career, so he destroys it. I cherished our 10-year relationship, yet he went and found someone new just to provoke me. While doing the most hurtful things to me, he still had the nerve to claim I was the one who started it all. How ridiculous. Now I just feel grateful I discovered the truth in time. "Since Elizabeth suits you so well, then by all means stay with her." I raised my hand to stop him from speaking. "Since childhood, I've had to rely on myself to earn a living. Work is the source of my security. I will never give up my career in this lifetime to become the Mrs. Nathan you imagine." "You still don't understand. You were not compatible, Nathan. Just let it go." I ignored him and turned to leave without another word, leaving only a dejected Nathan standing alone in the cold wind. I wanted to completely sever ties with Nathan, but Elizabeth wouldn't give me the chance. Early the next morning, she stormed into the Ford Group in a rage. I was buried in paperwork when I heard startled exclamations outside. "Miss Elizabeth, you can't just barge into the office." Elizabeth stormed in, her stiletto heels clacking furiously. In front of everyone, she raised her hand and slapped me hard across the face. 09. The entire office stopped working and silently watched our confrontation. "Slut, Nathan doesn't want you anymore, yet you still shamelessly cling to him," she screamed shrilly and threw down a stack of photos. The crowd quickly gathered around. In the photos, Nathan was holding me tightly. While I was trying to pry his hands away from that particular angle, it looked as though I was gripping him tightly instead. I was wearing the exact same outfit I had on for work yesterday. The unique design was quite recognizable. Just yesterday, a girl in the office had asked me for the shopping link. A knowing look flickered across everyone's faces. Someone whispered, "I thought Maria was really that principled, giving up her millionaire CEO ex-boyfriend to become an ordinary office worker." I can't stand people who use the title of ex-girlfriend to act like homewreckers. Last time I had a breakup, it was because of this kind of ex-girlfriend stirring up trouble. Elizabeth heard the comments and looked up at me with a smug expression. I met Elizabeth's gaze directly and said to her seriously, "It was Nathan who came to me, and I rejected him. I didn't seduce him. If you don't believe me, you can ask him yourself." Elizabeth seemed to have heard the most ridiculous joke, covering her mouth with a mocking laugh. "Maria, haven't you seen the news? The whole River City knows how much Nathan loves me. The Elizabeth family and the Nathan family are perfectly matched. Even Nathan's mother says I'm her ideal choice for a daughter-in-law. Would he really betray me for a poor ex like you?" She looked me up and down with disdain. I don't know, you must have had a hard time after breaking up with him, regretted it, and now you're throwing yourself at Nathan to win him back. Stop dreaming. He told me himself that being with a poor girl like you was just an experiment. In the end, he'll marry someone from his own social circle. My hands clenched into tight fists. Did he really say that? I could accept Nathan no longer loving me, that he had fallen for someone else. But what I couldn't accept was how all the deep affection from our youth until today had become experiencing life in Nathan's words. The looks my colleagues gave me grew increasingly complicated. Some looked at me with contempt, thinking I was the other woman, while others regarded me with pity. The sound of hurried footsteps grew louder, approaching from a distance. Nathan walked in from behind. "Elizabeth, you should go home first." His thin lips were pressed tightly together, his expression grave. When he saw me, a flicker of unease flashed through his icy eyes. "She said you were just experiencing life with me for 10 years. Is that true?" I turned to look at him slowly and asked expressionlessly. The barrage of comments erupted in shrill screams. "Protagonist, clarify yourself quickly. You never said that. It's the second female lead spinning her own tale. Our baby female lead's eyes are so red they might bleed. Hurry and comfort her. Pull her into a crushing embrace. My heart is breaking. How did such a perfect couple end up like this?" His eyes flickered slightly as he calmly replied, "You're the one who said we were completely over. How I discussed the past with my girlfriend is none of your business." His gaze burned into me. The office erupted in a collective low sigh. By saying this, Nathan essentially admitted that everything Elizabeth said was true, including that I seduced him and that bullshit about him being with me just to experience life. Would it kill you to drop that Sundra act just once? That's clearly not what you really think. Didn't you understand the male lead's point? If you want him to clarify, the female lead must coax him and publicly retract her harsh words from last night. Unbelievable, this pretentious bastard. I've never found the male lead so detestable before. The female lead made the right call breaking up with him. A man who cares more about saving face than anything else deserves to lose the love of his life and suffer for the rest of his days. I let out a cold laugh. This is an office. Get out, both of you. Don't disrupt our work. Nathan's face darkened. Also, Miss Elizabeth's slanderous claim that I'm the other woman. I will pursue legal action to the fullest extent. I picked up the phone to call the police. Nathan is always so busy harassing his ex-girlfriend last night and now showing off his new love today. What do you think Ford Group is your personal bedroom? Everyone turned their heads in unison toward the voice. Michael walked in with his hands in his pockets, his voice still carrying that lazy tone. I can prove that it was Mr. Nathan who actively sought out Miss Maria last night. He waved the external hard drive in his hand. Miss Elizabeth, the photos you just showed were screenshots from the video at Bristow restaurant, weren't they? What a coincidence. I happen to have shares in that restaurant, so I made a copy too. Shall we explore the parts you haven't seen together? Elizabeth's triumphant smile faded, her face turning pale.
Her voice trembled. What did you say?
Nathan blocked her path, his brow furrowed deeply. President Michael, sorry to disturb you today, but this is our private matter. It doesn't seem appropriate for you to get involved. Michael walked over leisurely and intimately wrapped his arm around my shoulders. Noticing the shocked gazes around us, he curled his lips. It inappropriate for a boyfriend not to stand up for his girlfriend. My heart skipped a beat. What the hell is Michael up to now? Nathan looked at me, then at Michael, his gaze finally settling on the hand Michael had placed on my shoulder. He suddenly burst into laughter. So the reason you were in such a hurry to break up with me was because you changed your heart. Fine, Maria, I misjudged you. Michael raised an eyebrow. Last month I clearly heard Nathan voluntarily say he wanted to break up at Nightfall Bar. It was you who let go first. That's why I pursued her. Actually, I should be thanking you. Besides, I see Nathan and Miss Elizabeth showing off their love on the trending searches every day. Aren't you the one who changed your affections? Nathan's expression grew increasingly dark as he stared at the nonchalant Michael, the chill in the air becoming oppressive. I tugged at his sleeve, and he gave me thin okay sign. Michael suddenly slapped his forehead. Look at my memory. Last night General Nathan regretted his actions and wanted to win back his ex. The whole dramatic scene was clearly captured by our restaurant's outdoor surveillance. Our surveillance cameras also have audio recording. Elizabeth clutched Nathan's arm tightly, her eyes filled with disbelief. Is what Michael said true? Did you really go to Maria to get back together? Nathan remained silent, only gazing deeply at me and Michael. But his silence was like a powerful answer shattering Elizabeth's illusions. Nathan, you bastard. She slapped Nathan hard, then struck him several more times through her tears. Finally covering her mouth, she rushed out of Ford Group's office. Nathan remained motionless, letting her hit him without any reaction. He just stared fixedly at me. Is it true? Are you and Michael really in a relationship? The words in a relationship were squeezed out of his mouth with great difficulty, as if they weighed 1,000 pounds. I avoided his gaze. You have no right to ask about my affairs. Please leave. Michael stepped forward. Did you hear that? Please leave immediately. Nathan suddenly rushed forward like a madman and punched Michael. The surrounding crowd seemed abruptly awakened, rushing forward to restrain him. The scene descended into chaotic uproar until security and Atom Group personnel jointly escorted Nathan away, finally ending the farce. 11 in the CEO's office, I applied antiseptic to Michael's wounds. He grimaced and cried out, ouch, ouch. Be gentle, be gentle. Is this how you treat your benefactor? I stopped what I was doing. Director Michael, thank you. He waved his hand. No big deal. I just can't stand scumbags. A man as good as me looks down the most on those who aren't faithful. If you were my girlfriend, I would definitely. But I'm not your girlfriend, I interrupted him. I lowered my eyes. You didn't need to say I was your girlfriend earlier. Now, everyone will misunderstand us. His ears turned slightly red. As long as you're willing, then it's not a misunderstanding. I've actually liked you for a long time, waiting for you to break up with Nathan. The barrage exploded instantly. The second male lead finally admitted it. This guy couldn't sleep all night after getting the female lead's WeChat last time. Does the female lead not recognize him? He asked your junior from university, used to watch you silently on the sports field. Of course she didn't. Remember back then her heart and eyes were completely filled with the male lead. The second male lead was originally just an inconspicuous younger son in the family. It was only to catch her attention that he worked tirelessly to become the feared CEO Michael of the business world. Later, he opposed the male lead solely to outshine his romantic rival. Forget it, the male lead is too damn stupid. I've decided to change my mind and root for the female lead and the second male lead instead. Female lead, say yes to him. Already the second male lead fantasizes about doing that with you every night. He is practically sick from holding back. Seeing me lower my head in silence, he resumed his usual carefree demeanor, looking at me with indifference. It's fine if you don't agree now. As long as you stay at Ford Group, I believe you'll eventually fall for me, young master. Yet his hands were clearly fidgeting with the hem of his clothes in nervousness. I calmly handed over an envelope. I'm afraid I'll disappoint you, President Michael. I'm resigning. 12. Michael straightened up in his chair. I continued. Given the circumstances, my staying at Ford Group would create a negative impact. After careful consideration, I've decided to resign. He pondered for a moment, looking at me cautiously. After you resign, will we still see each other again? I thought for a moment and smiled. I suppose so. Although I've decided to move to another city, I'll still be working in this industry. We'll meet again someday. A deep disappointment surfaced on his face. Maria, can you give me a chance in looks, family background, or talent? Where do I fall short compared to Nathan? Just because I'm younger than him, you don't like younger guys. How do you know I'm not bigger than him in other ways without trying? I raised my hand to stop him. You're great, but I want more career achievements, not to develop in this industry as someone's girlfriend. I don't want people to know me as so and so's girlfriend. If we dated, we'd just repeat the same pattern I had with Nathan. You'd be the one in power. We could never love each other as equals. He listened quietly until I finished speaking, remaining silent for a long while. Then he stood up and extended his hand. All right, I respect your decision. If you ever want to return to Ford Group in the future, you're always welcome. I shook hands with him, and as I was leaving, he called out to me. Maria, I like you because I admire your talent and personality, not because of Nathan. If we meet again, can I pursue you? 13. I took my mother and left for North Beijing. The medical facilities in northern Beijing are better. After reviewing Mom's medical records, the specialists there decided to include her in a new drug trial group with all expenses covered along with professional one-on-one follow-up care. Mom and I hugged each other in joy. I found a job at a company of similar scale with equally favorable benefits. From bullet comments and news reports, I pieced together fragments of what happened later between Nathan and Elizabeth. Elizabeth realized she was merely a pawn in Nathan's game. The spoiled heiress couldn't tolerate such treatment. She petulantly leaked Adam Group's confidential information online, causing an enormous uproar overnight. Adam Group's stock price plummeted, and Michael, who had been lying in wait, launched a takeover attack on the company. The Adam Group suffered a heavy blow, and the Nathan family was furious. Taking advantage of the situation, Nathan's parents, who had always favored his younger brother, expelled him from the family and began grooming the second son as the successor. Unfortunately, it was too late to turn the tide. The once flourishing Adam Group gradually became a debt-ridden sinking ship. Nathan was utterly disgraced by this incident and was sued by the Adam Group for corporate compensation. He had no choice but to move back to the slums where we first met as children, spending his days in a drunken stupor. When Elizabeth finally savored the thrill of revenge, she realized she was already carrying Nathan's child. Panic set in. She had only meant to scare Nathan and vent her anger, never expecting to ruin the Adam Group so thoroughly, nor to be carrying his flesh and blood. She ran to find Nathan, who was no longer human in appearance, crying and begging for his forgiveness, promising that Elizabeth's family would take care of him. But Nathan hated Elizabeth to the core. When he heard Elizabeth hugging him and crying while telling him she was pregnant, Nathan had the urge to kill her. He sweet-talked Elizabeth into secretly visiting him every day, drinking with her. Then pretend not to trust her, forcing her to reveal the secrets of the Elizabeth family. Which wealthy, powerful family doesn't have some deadly secrets? But Elizabeth had no choice. She was carrying Nathan's child. Her reputation had long been ruined and tarnished in high society circles. Nathan was her last straw. And so Nathan came to know all of Elizabeth's family secrets. One night while she was sound asleep, Nathan smashed an empty liquor bottle and drove the sharp shards into Elizabeth's abdomen. Taking advantage of her struggle, he gripped her throat tightly until she stopped moving. While killing her, he gnashed his teeth and cursed. Bitch, you ruined my life. If I die, it doesn't matter. You won fair, any better either. Elizabeth struggled, desperately pleading with him incessantly. I have money. I'll get my father to give you money. Please let me go. Nathan laughed maniacally. Money? Do you think Elizabeth's family still has money? The secrets you told me, I've already compiled the evidence. Your parents are being put on trial right now. How do you still think you're the precious young miss of a wealthy family? Elizabeth's eyes filled with immeasurable pain. I want you to experience the agony of falling from heaven into the abyss before you die. With that, he used all his strength to strangle her. He didn't stop until he heard the sound of bones breaking. Just past dawn, the sky was a pale gray blue. Nathan, having just killed someone, finished his last sip of alcohol and staggered to the police station to turn himself in. 14. I saw Michael again 3 years later at an industry summit. I've become a leading figure in the industry. Fresh from receiving the Industry Person of the Year award, I spoke eloquently on stage. After the interview concluded, I walked from the stage to the guest seating area. A familiar sandalwood fragrance wafted toward me. Michael sat beside me in a well-tailored suit. Compared to 3 years ago, his handsome appearance had gained a touch of maturity. Half believing I wanted to go out and find him, I smiled and shook his hand. President Michael, it's been a long time. His eyes were filled with admiration and awe. I never expected we'd be evenly matched in just 3 years. Maria, I truly didn't misjudge you. After the event, may I buy you a drink? I gazed at his familiar brows and eyes. Still handsome, still as carefree as a youth. Smiling, I extended my hand. Of course you can. The end.